Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
And not only look, but actually
Walk.
follow your eyes and
Yeah.
make your way right down to the
Yeah,
water. And,
yeah.
and I want to keep coming back to cyclists as well. There are a lot of cyclists coming through this intersection. This will relieve a lot of the confusion and accidents and difficult situations people are dealing with, and just generally create a very different kind of atmosphere.
Yeah.
In addition to all the other uses that Michael described, this is a perfect place for cafes, for gathering spaces, for things that would be of interest to the general public as well as to university population. So we see this as the real throbbing heart of the campus eventually. And we're laying the foundation for that now in this joint planning we're doing with all these other groups, but also making sure that every piece of infrastructure that gets built, the new deck that's required over the turnpike at Com Ave, the urban ring, when it comes, the reconstruction of the BU Bridge, ultimately at some point the turnpike itself, the raised viaduct of the turnpike will have to be reconstructed, that every piece of this actually fits in with this new vision.
Yeah, because right now, as you walk along the Charles River and you come to the BU Bridge, you cannot actually go from the path along the Charles
Right.
Up to the BU Bridge.
You can't.
Unless you know that you
Oh.
have to go over the
It's almost a
overpass.
secret.
It's a very secret.
It's St. Mary's overpass or
Yeah.
Sherborne Street.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's disconnected there from the river.
It's very disconnected.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think you brought the image here that I think is really shows this new green space on the Charles in a wonderful way.
Yeah, I mean, we've prepared a bird's eye image, which is really based not on specific buildings, which haven't really been designed yet, but we're showing placeholders here in blue for new buildings that would come into this area. The green space itself, a Commonwealth Avenue that has become much more pedestrian and cyclist-friendly, BU Bridge and Grand Junction Bridge, which would make pedestrian and cycle connections into Cambridge, ties back into Brookline. So in really interesting ways, and it's a pity we don't have that image, there's an image that President Merlin had prepared in around 1910, I believe, which showed his vision for this Charles River campus. Ours doesn't look exactly the same, but it takes all the same ideas, and it's saying if for a greater part of the 20th century our biggest preoccupation was cars,
Yeah.
and it led us to solutions that diminished other qualities of life in the city. Here's an opportunity, everything comes around eventually. Here's an opportunity to switch the priorities and to go back to the strengths of that early vision and actually realize it as we move into the 21st century.
And what is important about this vision in this moment of where the economy is in a very fragile state, and I think BU has announced that they're right now not going ahead with things that have not started. But I think a strong vision will help potential donors to see, yes, this is where the university is heading, and I think a strong vision helps that when there are funds available, that people know this is really a force that's moving forward. So in that sense, I'm glad this vision is out there, and maybe we need to ride out this rough period.
Right.
Let's hope it's not lasting
That's
too
right.
long, but these visions really help to move
Prepare
forward.
for the future.
Prepare for the future.
They do.
So at this stage, are you soliciting responses, or what? And what stage are you of the outreach for that project?
I think we're always interested in opinions, and I think Cambridge is a major stakeholder in this. It can't happen without Cambridge support.
Yeah.
We have been, as Ken mentioned,